Welcome back to my channel. My name is Adinike Olakunle. For those who are new here, I'm also known as the Saint Nurse on Instagram and on Twitter. Today, as you can see from the title of this video, I'm just giving you like a bit of an update, like a life update. So if you like to know more, definitely keep watching. If you are new on this channel and you are yet to subscribe to this channel, this is the opportunity to do so. So go ahead and hit the subscription button, and God bless you as you do so. Amen. Thank you. So let's get started with what we're here to do today. So if you're familiar with this channel, if you're familiar with me, you would know that September is always September to remember for me. Number one, because I relocated to the United Kingdom September 2019. And specifically that same day that I was leaving Nigeria, God saved me from a robbery attack that could have, disturbed my whole plan. So today I'm going to be sharing with you the gains since I've been on here. So number one is that I'm grateful for the gift of people. In this last 3 years, I've made friends that I would never have made if I was in Nigeria. I've had access to good people, some of which I met even online and in churches that I've been, and even in the places that I've worked. God has been so good to me in that regard, and I count it all joy when I'm talking about my gains. I talk about the people that God has brought into my life. This is my advice for you, which is like a lesson as well. If you want to transition so smoothly and seamlessly into the United Kingdom, or wherever you may be, maybe out of your home country, wherever that is, into a new environment, into a new community, I strongly advise that you make friends. Don't be a lone ranger. In fact, if you are going to succeed or transition very easily into a new environment, you need to find yourself a community. And it would not only help you to settle down well, there would be like a sort of family to you. And because the United Kingdom is a little bit depressing if you are alone, so you can't afford to be alone in this kind of environment. And especially if you are single, if you are not married, you need people. We that we are married, we even know that we need people, not to talk of when you are single. So get yourself into a community of people. And another thing that this would help you to do is that it would help you with relevant information, because people would share with you what has worked for them, what has not worked for them, and so you can avoid making mistakes that that are avoidable. You don't have to fall into the pit before you learn your own lessons. You can stand on the shoulders of people who have gone ahead of you, and whatever that takes, you just have to give it to it. And another good way to start for us was I joined a WhatsApp group which was Nigerian nurses in the United Kingdom, and that for me was a very, very huge platform where they share sort of information. I've met quite a few people on that group, and it's been really awesome. We've had hangouts where people go for hangouts, they organize hangouts, we met other people on the group. So I think it will be a good place to start. And if you're not a group person, you can actually join a church or a mosque. Just find yourself into those community where other people are also there. For me, church has been a very, 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 very huge support system for me, and the people that we've met in church, they've been absolutely lovely. And that's it about relationship. Another thing I'm thankful to God for is that God has been so good to us. I've changed my workplaces twice in these 3 years, and I have changed my role twice in these 3 years. By trust, I mean I left a trust in the southeast to the north. And if you want to know how to change your employer in the United Kingdom, you can check that video out in this link. I'll also put the link in the description box if you are desperate about changing from London to the north or northeast or the northwest or any other area. The detailed video of how I did it is in the description box below. you know, when I just came, I thought, oh, you have to be a band 5 for 5-10 years before you can be a band 6 or even move to a higher role. But shockingly, because there was a shift in my relationship and the type of information that I received, I was able to move from a band 5 to a band 6 specialist role within a year of moving into a new trust. And information is one of the things that has helped me in that regard. So even if it's a secondment role that you are going to get as a band 6, or you know, even as a band 5, you are seconded into a specialist role, I think you should take it. So for those who are wondering what is a secondment is just like you are in your main role as a band 5 and there is a secondment role which will enable you to gain some experience in another role for a particular period of time. So they would say that you would have to come back to your main role after the secondment has finished or ended. So which means that if it is just for like 3 to 6 months, 3 to 12 months, let's say you go for 12 months in a specialist role, you would then at the end of it, if you're not retained or permanently employed for that role, you will then go back to your original post, of which in most cases you probably would be able to plan based on, you know, or make decision when you are in that secondment position, or you would even have access to people that are in places that can, you know, recommend even better things to you, or you can develop your interests along the line and say, you know what, I think I don't like this role that I've been eyeing, that I've been wanting to go to. Or you would develop interest and say, you know what, I'm not going back to my previous post, this is the role I want now, give it all it takes, and you can, you know, learn all you need to learn. And if there is a permanent post for that, you begin to apply for it. So it's an eye-opener for me. So you don't have to wait for 10-20 years in a band 5 role. You don't have to, you know, have all the qualifications in this world before you can apply. Obviously there are essential criteria and desirable criteria. So you look into all the jobs that you want, the type of job that you want, and you tailor your CV. And if you want to know more about career progression in the United Kingdom, I have also done a video on that. You see, this channel is so rich. You can basically just browse through all the videos on this channel and do yourself well to go through all the tips and information that I've shared in the past. So that's it. That's the second one for me, the people, the job change. And another thing that has changed in this last 1 year is that God blessed us with our own house. You can check out the how to get your own mortgage video out in the link that I will drop in the caption. So that's for me is a huge blessing from the Lord that we do not take for granted. And let me just remind you that in the United Kingdom, it's not the rich that gets to own a house. It's just about, have you got a good credit history? Have you got a stable job? Do you have the mind to, you know, be in debt for a very long time, maybe 30 years or so? You may want to just give it a try. Do check that video out. I spoke a lot in details about how we went about our own mortgage, and that's the number 3 things that I'm grateful to God for. Number 4, I am thankful for my academics in the last 1 year. That between the last time I did my video and now, I've been able to finish 1 year of my degree. And you know, it's not been easy. It's not been easy at all, but with the right support system, with the right access to information, I have been able to do excellently well, if I do say so myself, in the modules that I have done. And I'm so grateful to God for that. And if you are looking to do a top-up in the United Kingdom, if you are a nurse and you want to do a top-up in the United Kingdom, you can do yourself some good by checking the link in my caption as well for how to do a top-up or your degree in nursing in the United Kingdom. As I said earlier, this channel is rich for massive information. The 5th thing that I'm grateful to God for is the gift of my family. Like, it's been 3 years in the United Kingdom, and my husband and I, we've had we've had misunderstandings, but we've been able to resolve issues amicably without, bringing ourselves out. Like, some videos I've seen recently and the news that we've heard about families, husband and wives, being in the United Kingdom, and they have had several issues, like, the wife will send the husband out of the home, husband killing wife, and all sort of things. See, the United Kingdom or the Western world will test your marriage, and this is for sure. I know this because this is so rampant, and people have been tested. Their marriages have been tested, and some failed, some are scaled through. We thank God, because in these 3 years that we've been in the United Kingdom, God has been so faithful to us. He has blessed us with, wisdom to be able to resolve issues amidst ourselves, and God has blessed us with people that we look up to as role model in our marriage, that they keep us right. So this has been really huge, like 3 years and counting, and God has not allowed us to say we are going our separate way. That for me is a huge plus and win. It's a big gain. And I did a video about almost a year ago, or even maybe more than that, on families and things to expect in the United Kingdom as a family, and how to still support your spouse, support each other in the United Kingdom. And I did that video with a friend, with Okoyemi Goddess. Please do check it out if you want to know more about how you all the things that you can support yourself with in the United Kingdom as a family, or as a spouse whose wife is working as a nurse. Just do well to check these videos out. So let's go on to the lessons that I have learned. Number 1, you cannot eat your cake and have it when you are on a tier 2 visa. For example, you love to do business, you have so many ideas coming on your head, but you're on a tier 2 visa. You can't have your other business like openly, and give it the kind of publicity or the kind of attention that you would love to give to it, especially if your goal is to become a citizen or to get indefinite leave to remain in the United Kingdom. You really need to be careful of doing business as the principal. Your dependent, fine, they can go ahead and do anything that they want to do on their dependent visa. As far as I'm concerned, that still stands true as at the time of this video. Another thing that I have learned is that if you are a student, if you're on a student visa as well, you cannot do more than 20 hours of work, especially if you are planning to stay after your study, and you are thinking you are going to use the student route to become a citizen or gain indefinite leave to remain. So guys, you need to be wise and proactive in your dealings. When it comes to the United Kingdom, you rarely go scot-free when you break the rules. You are not expected to actually pay your own school fees in the United Kingdom, if you get what I mean. That's why they ask for the proof of funds. And so the 20 hours is just to be able to cater for your your needs, your immediate needs, like you want to do your grocery, that's why. But if you have a spouse, let them come with you. If they come with you, they are able to work and get more money. Another thing is the childcare issue. If you are a student, or you are on tier 2 and you are married, your spouse has to go to work, you also want to go to work, you would have to find a way to balance things out. Especially if your children are very young, like in their 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up to the age of 12. I think you can't leave them at home to go to work, both of you. So one person would have to stay at home with the children. So which is one of the things that are really making Nigerians to have a lot of issues, or foreigners in general. It's one of the things that you would have to adjust to in the United Kingdom. Another thing that I've learned, which I probably would have shared with you if you are following me carefully, is that if it is not documented, it is not done. Whatever you have done at work, make sure you document it. Everything. This lesson keeps on coming to me because even as I progress in my career, I see that people who don't document all the things that they've done, they risk a lot of things. It is not done, it can be denied. You need to document to cover yourself. Even if you have discussion with people, if it is not in email evidence, wasn't said. So if you have discussion with someone, please find way to still do a proper email to have it in writing. Another lesson that I have learned is that you cannot leave God out of your work life in the United Kingdom. It's just that the kind of prayer you pray is definitely different, and I have seen it work several times. Please don't leave God out of your life when you arrive in the UK. I know the arrival syndrome. You've arrived, glory to God. All the prayers, all the things that you used to do when you were in Nigeria. Oh, God, help me to get my relocation plans in place and all that. You don't pray those prayers anymore. Help me to pass my IELTS. It's no longer your prayer. But you can't say because you're in the United Kingdom now, you're not going to pray again. Bible says that pray without ceasing. In fact, I think where you need to pray even more is in the United Kingdom. If you see all of the things that happen around you, and especially if you're going to raise your family here, your children, you need to be really prayerful, because a lot of things that I see daily that break my heart, like literally every single day. I cannot even get used to those things. I see them today, it breaks my heart, I pray about them. I see them tomorrow again, it breaks my heart, I pray about them. So the type of prayer will definitely be different, but you cannot say because you've arrived, you're not going to pray again. Prayer is your companion, like your tool, your greatest tool, anywhere in the world. It's just the type of prayer will be different. Another thing that I would strongly advise is that if you write a paper or you create a project or a project plan or anything at all that you are the one that founded it, make sure that you put your name attached to it, such that when it is shared anywhere in your organization, people will know that it was you that has done that. These are the things that I have learned. Like this one, it dawned on me. Like you will just do something and you will share it with other people, and they will take it as their ideas. And because you are a junior, you don't even know how to fight, and you just move on as if nothing happened. So you need to know how to praise yourself on the rooftop, and make it known and make it plain to other people that this is what you've done. So another thing that I would like to add to this lesson is that your colleagues are not your friends, they are just your colleagues. And just because they are very nice to you does not mean that they would take your side if you've done what is wrong, or they will cover up for you. So don't expect anybody to cover up for you, even if you are from the same country, because they also have the duty of protecting their own license, their pain. So don't expect people to cover up for you. And so if you've made a mistake, follow the necessary protocol. Don't try to cover it up. People who have tried to cover things up in the United Kingdom has been found out, and especially if other people witnessed what you have done. Even as a nurse, if you have integrity, you've made a mistake, nobody is there. There is a duty of candor, for the patients and the patient's family. Make sure you follow the necessary protocols for reporting mistakes, errors, near misses and all that, so that you would at least, be saved. Be careful, be diligent, gain competence in the areas that you are practicing, so that everyone can be saved. And another thing I would like to add to this is that the moment you get your PIN, begin to document your feedback, because you are going to need all of those feedback compliments when you are revalidating. Revalidation has to be done every 3 years in the United Kingdom. So it's been 3 years since I got to the United Kingdom, and I did my OSCE the following month. I arrived in October, which means that I'm due for revalidation in October, and you have to submit your revalidation documents and evidences or follow do your revalidation by the first day of the month that you are due for it. For example, if you are due on the 30th of October, you have to submit your revalidation application by the first of that month. So make sure that you document, you keep all your feedback and your compliments and even your reflections, your professional development. Maybe you've done courses or certifications, mandatory training, because you would have to document all of those again, except if you don't want to practice again as a nurse. That's when you would not have to do that. But if you intend to do that, please keep track of all these things. It dawned on me that I'm revalidating just about a few months ago, and I haven't been keeping all of these things as in my diary. So it took me a very, very long time to gather all the evidences that I need to submit for my revalidation. So I'll be doing a detailed video on how I did my revalidation again. I think I'll do that after my revalidation has been done completely and successfully, because I don't like to share what has not worked for me. I like to share what has worked for me or what I've practiced before. So thank you so much for watching. I hope that you like this video. I hope that you enjoy. I hope that you enjoy the life update that I have shared with you, and I do hope that you will check my previous videos, the ones I mentioned earlier. And if you like this video, please give it a thumb up, like this video, share it with a friend, and watch out for the next video that I'll be dropping after my revalidation. So I'll see you again in my next video.